Sure. So we initially responded out at around 8:20 this morning to an address on Roberts Road in regards to a domestic disturbance. We understand that the suspect, identified as 26-year-old Walter Green, had assaulted the mother of his children. He had an active order of protection out against him from the mother and the children. After assaulting the children, he took the two kids as well as the mother's vehicle and took off. Due to the order of protection being in place and the fact that he had assaulted her, and the children, there was reason to believe that he was obviously dangerous. For some reason, I don't know the fact of why there was an order of protection, but there was, indicating that there was some sort of dangerous situation involving him and the mother of the children, as well as the kids. So therefore, an Amber Alert was issued. That, I believe, went out roughly 30 to 45 minutes ago. Immediately, we began receiving tips from the public regarding that location being spotted. It was spotted way down on Woodruff Road. Deputies were able to get there and locate the vehicle, get behind the vehicle. They followed it until it pulled into a convenience store at 5400 Highway 101. Whenever the suspect pulled into the convenience store, he left the car unattended. Deputies at that point were waiting for Spartanburg County, but felt the immediate need with the exigent circumstances to move in. They were able to take him into custody, locate both the kids. Thank God that they were okay, and they will eventually be turned over to the mother.
Did you just talk about
the flee arrest when you say he left the car unattended?
We moved in so quickly, from what I understand, I don't think he had the opportunity to try to flee.
Did he cooperate once y'all were there?
I don't know the extent of what the conversation was. I just know that from the point the deputies indicated on the radio that they were moving in, they got him right away, unharmed, children unharmed. And this is just a prime example of the community working together, the effectiveness of the Amber Alert, the fact that right when that went out, we immediately started receiving this information and tips from the community, and then just like that, we were able to locate the car. So we're very thankful for everybody and their diligence and paying attention to these alerts.
Has something like this happened before?
Here, I can't recall the last time that an Amber Alert was issued from our agency. It's something that's certainly not frequent.
With him specifically, has this issue happened previously?
I don't know. Not sure.
Can you talk a little bit about, you said that there's an order of protection, yet, he was still at this home, and what we understand from neighbors is that he has been there quite a bit recently. Can you provide any insight to that?
I don't. I don't know all the details and the extent of their relationship, but, again, we're just fortunate that this ended the way that it did.
Can you speak a little bit to not specifically, this situation, but just in generalities, the issue of domestic violence amid the pandemic and in a holiday week? I mean, that seems like a kind of a perfect storm of things coming together.
Yeah, and I don't want to speculate on what the issue was and what led up to that at this point, but we're so thankful for the system and how it worked. The effectiveness of social media, the effectiveness of the Amber Alert going out, and then the timely manner that people were able to read the information and then relay information to us almost immediately.
Lieutenant, what is the process for getting the kids back to their mother? Like, what steps have to take place before they are physically back in with their mother?
They'll conduct an initial investigation, but it shouldn't be long at all. Timetable, I would say they've probably already made that call to the mother, notifying them of where they're at, and then they will get them transported.
We also understand that there's 2 other children that are in this household. Will there be any steps taken to make sure that they and the 2 children in this incident are kept safe, beyond today?
We will rest assured, we'll ensure that they are safe. I don't know their involvement with this matter and whether they were affected by this, whether they were present at the time. I just don't know. But any time that we are taking children who have been removed from the scene, before we take them back into that situation, we'll make sure that they're safe. And as far as we know right now, that they will be okay with their mother.
What kind of charges are we talking about?
It's still under investigation right now. I mean, you potentially be looking at a kidnapping and domestic violence.
Were the kids and moms hurt at all?
The mother sustained some sort of injury, but she was seen on site by EMS, from what I understand, but was not transported. The children, from what I gather, are okay.
We spoke to a few people, driving by who live in the general area. I don't know if we would consider them, direct neighbors of this situation, but they were very concerned when they heard that this happened. What can you say to kind of assure the community in general that, you know, you all take these seriously, these types of situations very seriously, and that's exactly what an Amber Alert is supposed to be done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we do. We utilize all resources, and I think, you know, the way in which that law enforcement response have evolved over the years with the issuance of social media alerts, with the Amber Alerts, it improves the way in which we're able to respond and handle these calls. But then also, like you said, the community, they grew some concern. Well, we just encourage them that if they have a concern, to notify us. I mean, we always, you know, we frequently do welfare checks, and we encourage people to notify us so that we can try to jump out of the situation prior to it getting into any sort of violent act.
And do you know if this is a home that you all have responded to frequently before?
I don't know.
You mentioned that he was arrested or captured in Spartanburg County. Will he be transported to the Spartanburg County Detention Center, or because it was your deputies making that arrest?
Yeah, he'll come to the Greenville County Detention Center.
But it wasn't in Spartanburg County?
Correct.
And so you don't know anything about his record, or?
I don't.
We heard some calls come over the scanner of concern that he might be headed to Texas. Do you know anything about that? You know, his
I hadn't
intentions?
heard anything about that.
Okay.
No.
Did we know where he was headed?
We don't.
How long did he have the children, would you say?
We received the call, I think, from what I gather, immediately after he took the kids, and that call came in at 8:19, so, you know, roughly 4 or 5 hours or so.
Do you know, I know you weren't there on scene, but do you know kind of what his disposition was while he was being taken into custody?
I don't. I'm not sure. Thankfully, he was in a position where he left the kids, left the car alone, because that can put you in a dangerous situation. When he's in the car traveling, we want to get him in custody, we want to get the kids, but we don't want to create a situation where he's fleeing, driving at a high rate of speed in a dangerous manner. So we're just very thankful for that it unfolded the way that it did.
And once again, it was the tips that you all received that led you to find him.
That's right.
People spotting him or people spotting the vehicle specifically?
People spotting the vehicle. Good?
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
All righty.